There's never a straight trajectory in an athlete's career. Never an even distribution of success throughout the years. In tennis, a sport with no clock, with a pacing all its own, time can behave in particularly unusual ways.
Game, set, match, rub it.
We've seen players break through early and then never quite replicate their opening success. We've seen players arrive like comets, burn out and fade away, and then return with a vengeance later in their careers. There are players who do well, retire, unretire, and then do even better. Then there's a curious case of Mardy Fish. Currently the highest-ranked American, male or female, he's firmly embedded in the ATP's top 10, a consummate professional and feared hardcourt player. But this is a relatively new development. As a teenager in the late 90s, Fish was a bright American prospect. In his early 20s, he was an ascending young player who came within a set of winning a gold medal at the Athens Olympics. He then stagnated, beset by injuries and a wavering commitment.
Everybody has regrets. I wish I did things differently. I wish I matured faster. I didn't have a terrible career. I was just up and down as far as ranking-wise and injury-wise. I was very injury-prone.
Adding insult to injury, literally, Fish was obscured by his friend Andy Roddick.
I never once felt jealous of what he was doing. It was hard that I wasn't there with him. I wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to experience all the success that he had as well. He was like this and I was sort of like this, and I had some injuries and didn't work as hard as he did and thought it was going to come easy, and it didn't.
Finally, in his late 20s, a time when most players are contemplating retirement and transitioning to Career 2.0, Fish began playing the most inspired tennis of his career.
Mardy Fish continues his streak.
A lot of that has to do with getting fit, getting healthy, being on the court a lot more. I thought that I worked hard enough before, I just didn't. It just kind of correlates into winning. The more you win, the more you compete, and the more you get that feeling, the more you want it.
And the wins kept coming. Last fall, a few weeks from turning 30, ancient in the dog years of tennis, Fish reached number 7 in the world, the highest ranking of his career. In November, he made the ATP's year-end World Tour final event for the first time. We can plumb and probe and speculate as to the reasons why an athlete would peak so late in the game. Look at Fish then and now, and it's a before and after for a weight loss ad.
I got so into the weight loss part, I could see a difference right away. I felt better about myself. We got to the point where we were real religious. We counted every single calorie that went in and out. The discipline that it took to do the diet to lose 30 pounds in 8 weeks just spilled over into everything that I did on and off the court.
This is what all the hard work is all about, and the maturation, physically and mentally.
Fish is also quick to credit Stacey Gardner, whom he married in 2008.
I think it put it in perspective that it's not just me selfishly anymore. I have someone and something to take care of, and I took that for granted, certainly in the beginning of my career. It just felt like, well, if I lost, I just lost and no one else did. It really feels like a team effort now. You know, being in Europe for 5 weeks in a row or Asia for 3 weeks in a row, sometimes it can get long and tough, and it's nice to have her there for her support.
Maybe the moral to this Fish tale is simply this: each athlete has his own internal clock. For some, youth trumps experience. For others, seasoning, in this case a decade's worth, is the missing ingredient in success.
It's easier as you get older knowing just that you don't have that much longer left. Being 30 years old now and knowing that there is some sort of cap eventually where you start slowing down a little bit. I'm not sure when that comes, so I want to take advantage of every opportunity that I have. I'm having so much fun at the end of my career that I don't want that to come. The traveling and enjoyed being on the road with my wife, or being on the road with friends, or having my parents come to the events they get to watch their son play at. I take all those things into account and really just enjoy much more what I do.